Welcome to ANOKHI Pulse TV, where we've got the rundown on the week's buzzing topics and the lowdown on the big newsmakers turning up the heat in the West and the East. And keeping you in the know, I'm your host, Dilshad Burman. So let's get right into it. Check out this week's movers, shakers, and buzzmakers.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
The massive mess-up at the Oscars is all anyone's been talking about, unfortunately stealing focus from the Best Picture winner, Moonlight, and its poignant exploration of the black gay experience in America.
You gonna tell him why the other boys kick his ass all the time?
But not to worry, Calvin Klein is making sure everyone sits up and takes note. Moonlight's leading men star in the brand's latest underwear campaign, including freshly minted Oscar winner Mahershala Ali.
It's not about you, it's about these characters. You're a servant.
The ads were released on Monday, soon after the film's historic Academy Award win, and it's clear the fashion house knew they had a winner on their hands from early on, as they even dressed several of the cast members for the red carpet, including Oscar nominee Naomi Harris. Judging by the photos, there's no doubt the campaign will be a huge boost to the film. Across the pond, Buckingham Palace was lit up in peacock hues to welcome several Indian dignitaries and other bigwigs on Monday night at the launch of the UK-India Year of Culture, a cultural exchange program to celebrate India's 70th year of independence from the British. While that might sound incongruous, the two nations have many shared cultural ties and have been working together over the past 5 years on a British Council program to build deeper creative connections. Hosted by the Queen herself, along with Prince Philip and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the high-profile attendees included New York-based Indian designer and ANOKHI Award winner Bibhu Mohapatra, musician Anushka Shankar, and actor Kunal Nair.
What's lovely is seeing the two countries come together and promote culture.
And moving further over to Bollywood, Hrithik Roshan had some choice words for Tommy Hilfiger when an image of him and his kids was used to advertise the brand without permission, saying neither him nor his sons officially endorsed the brand. Hilfiger quickly responded with a reply on Twitter as well as a personal letter of apology, which seems to have diffused the situation.
Defeat isn't even a real thing.
High-profile feuds aside, Roshan is busy launching his own workout regime via his fitness brand HRX and healthcare startup CureFit. Called the HRX workout, it draws inspiration from Roshan's personal routine and aims at helping fans achieve the actor's enviable physique.
This week, we've got some very special guests stopping by from Toronto's Young People's Theatre who are part of a production of enormous proportions. Matt Nethersole and Shruti Kothari are part of the extremely talented cast of the musical stage version of James and the Giant Peach, and I sat down with them to talk all things theatre and lots more.
Tally ho, and away we go! Just catch this tune and sing it with me.
Roald Dahl's famous fable about family and who we choose as kin strikes a universal chord with all ages, and the cast of the musical version of James and the Giant Peach is no exception.
I loved Roald Dahl as a kid. You know, that connection with an author that you loved as a child is wonderful.
I love that author, I still do, and such a huge part of my childhood, so when I got the chance to play the title role, I was, as you can understand, ecstatic.
Matt Nethersole plays the titular James, and Shruti Kothari portrays the Spider in this Young People's Theatre production, with music composed and written by Oscar winners Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, and brought to life by musical director Jason Jestat, with a mix of genres including rock, jazz, R&B, and Latin beats.
It's so amazing to have a live band, side stage, playing your cues out for you as you're there. Talk to me a little bit about that sort of aspect of it, because you don't see that a lot.
They've managed to really bring the score to life with a very small, modest orchestration.
Yes.
And the music is completely interwoven into the story. And the way that we know all these cues is when we rehearse, Jason's there playing, and there's interludes and there's musical cues that are actually underscoring what's happening in the story.
Yes.
They totally jog your memory, and they actually inspire emotion. That the way the chords are laid out and the way that it's been written, it's beautifully orchestrated.
It is.
Also beautifully put together is the extremely talented and intentionally diverse cast.
It is so amazing to see so many different kinds of people come together in this cohesive whole. Can you talk to me a little bit about the diversity of the cast?
Our director, Nina Lee Aquino, who's also the artistic director at the Factory Theatre, is a huge advocate for casting diversely. She said that when she got the opportunity to direct this show, she always, had that in mind. And our cast is so brilliant. It's just been such a treat, honestly, to work with such a diverse group from such different backgrounds and bringing their own histories and lives to the story, to the stage. And it really makes for something magical.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here because of who we are.
Yes.
Authentically, not despite of who we are.
Yes.
And we were chosen because we were the best fit for the parts, but also because it's important for, especially in such a diverse city as Toronto, for people to see themselves represented on stage.
Absolutely.
And what happens, I think, in that moment when someone who maybe hasn't thought that theater is for them, because it's generally very homogenous, I might say, they see themselves and they say, this is something I could do, or this is something that I'm invited to be a part of.
Yes.
And that's why Nina's mission to bring diversity to the stage, I think, is so, so crucial.
Especially over 2016 and now early 2017. There's been so many conversations about representing all people, right? Like we just saw the Oscars. They weren't so white this year, which is great. But do you find that when you go out to castings, do you find that there are challenges? Do you find that there's a lot of resistance?
I think that that's always been in the back of my mind, always, and it always will be. But my outlook is that this is what I love to do. This is what I want to do, and this is what I have to offer.
Right.
And that's all I'm in control of, and I'm gonna put myself out there, and if I can be a part of this change, which is evidently happening, so much the better. And it can be troubling in castings sometimes, but I think that there is movement. I think conversations are happening, yes, but more importantly, changes are happening. It's not just talk anymore. People are actually actively making decisions to, I'm not a huge fan of the word of inclusive because I think it just should be, but it is getting to be more diverse, which I'm quite pleased about.
In my experience, I have not been seen for parts because of my race, and I have had opportunities over other people because of my race. So I can't really malign it, and I can't malign the industry too much because it certainly has afforded me some wonderful opportunities, especially being racially ambiguous and of mixed race. But my desire for this industry, especially the theater industry, is that we get to a place where we're so comfortable with seeing diversity on stage, we don't question it anymore. We're in the theater to suspend our disbelief, are we not?
Yes.
So just extend it that little bit further so that you can see yourself represented on stage, and so that that actor has the opportunity to play Lady Macbeth, or that Indian actor has the chance to play any other iconic character. What's more important, the story or the race of the person who is telling it to you? If you're still getting the story, then I think we've done our job.
All we need is a song.
Be sure to catch Matt, Shruti, and the rest of the gang in James and the Giant Peach on the Young People's Theatre main stage till March 18th. And for more info, check out youngpeoplestheatre.ca.
Floating along.
That's a wrap on today's show, but we keep the conversation going on social media, so let us know your thoughts on anything you saw on the show. Reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's it from me. Tata till next time. Stay in the loop with all the glamour and the drama with ANOKHI Pulse TV. Just click subscribe and we'll bring you in-depth access to all that's happening behind the velvet rope. And if you missed our last episode, just click over here and get your fix.